Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 6 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiply and divide decimals. And the lessons we're going to cover today are multiply and divide decimals by power of 10, division with decimal quotients, and inequalities with decimal division. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I'm on grade 6 math. The chapter we're on right now is multiply and divide decimals. We're going to start with the lesson that is multiply and divide decimals by powers of 10. Okay, so you have to divide 20,824 by 100. So how we divide by the powers of 10, that is very easy. You just have to move the decimal point, right? You don't have to actually divide. If you divide, that can you can do the same answer, right? But that is just a concept. You need to learn the concept. So you need to count the number of zeros in the 100. You have two zeros in the 100, right? So that means you have to move the decimal point two places left. Right now the decimal point is here, right? Just move two places left. When you move it two places left, it would be here now. 288 208.24. So that means when you divide 20,824 by 100, the answer is 208.24. You can see by dividing. Let me just divide 20824 by 100. Okay, 100 we can go for, we have to look for the three digits, right? Because the divisor is three digits. So 100 we can go for 100 times 2. That is 200, right? When you subtract, that is 824. Now you can go for, sorry, when you subtract, the answer is 8. Bring the next digit down, that is 82. But 82 is less than 100. You can't divide by 82. You need to bring another digit down, and when you bring two digit down at the same step, you need to add a 0 in the answer, right? Now you can go for 100 times 8, that is 800. Got it? You have 24. Put a decimal point over here and add a 0. You can go for 100 times 2, that is 200. When you subtract, you have 4. Go for add another 0 because you have already decimal point, and go for 100 times 4, that is 400. So you can see the answer is 208.24. Either you divide or either you move decimal point, the answer is exactly same. Got it? So moving decimal point is easy rather than division, isn't it? You have to do the long division method, right? So understanding the concept of moving the decimal point is easy then, right? Okay, the next one is the next example is 8911.32 divided by 100. You need to divide it by the 100. So 100 has two zeros. That means you need to move decimal point two places left. So start from here, two places left is here. It is then 89.1132. The correct option is 89.1132. You can check by division also, right? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Let's see how do we move the decimal point, right? Okay, that is 20,824 divided by 100. So which is the correct option? Okay, so you 100 has two digits, right? That means you need to move decimal point two places left. 20,824 decimal point is here, right? Just move it two places left, it would be then here. So the answer is 208.24. That's the same one we just did on the tutorial, right? I've already shown how to divide using the long division method. If you want to do using long division method, then you can, but understanding the concept of moving decimal point is very easy. So that is 208.24. Option number one is the correct option. The digits are exactly same, just the position of the decimal point is changed, right? Okay, so 8.1 times 10. So 10 has only here multiplying, not dividing. So multiplying and dividing. When you multiply, you move decimal point on the right. When you divide, you move decimal point on the left. So you are multiplying. So decimal point would moved on the right. So it would be because 10 has only one zero, you need to move decimal point one place, right decimal point one place. So it moved here. So that is 81. So when multiplying, decimal points are moved on the right hand side, and when dividing, multiplying decimal points are moved on the left hand side. Okay, so the correct one is 81, right? Let's just move on to next example. Let's see if we have more examples for multiplying by the powers of 10, right? Then you will better understand. Okay, again, that is dividing 5,349.38 divided by 10. So you have only one zero with 10. That means you need to move decimal point one place left because you are dividing. So you need to move decimal point from here to here. So that is 534.938. Option number three is the correct option. That is here. This one is comma, I think, right? If yes, that is comma. Option number 3 is the correct option, that is 534.938. Option number 3 is the correct option. So let's just select the option and then click on the OK button. Okay, the next one is that is 9.57 dividing by 100. That is again you are dividing. You have two zeros in the 100. So when you divide, you need to move decimal point two places left. So you have 9.17. You have only one digit at the left, right? You need to move and need another one. So add a zero. You need to move decimal point from here to here. That is 0.0957. You can add a zero over here. That would be because it makes more sense reading the number 0.0957. Very good. Option number one is the correct option. I haven't seen your answer. Sorry. Option number one is the correct option. That's great. Okay, the next one is, let's just move on to next question. That is 100 times 0.7. So you are multiplying now, right? So when multiplying, you need to move decimal point on the right hand side, right? That is 100 times 0.7, right? So you are multiplying with 100. So 100 has two zeros. So when multiplying, you have to move decimal points on the right hand side. That is just 7. You need two decimal places. One already have at 0. So you move decimal point from here to here. That would be 70.0, and 70 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. So 70, it is option number 2 is the correct option. Let's just move on to next one, that is 5.8 divided by 10. So which option is the correct one when you divide by 10? That is, you have to move decimal point one place left. So that is option number 1, that is 0.58 is the correct option. Got it, everyone? Okay, the next one is 10 times 0.7. You have to multiply. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 10 times 0.7. So when multiplying with the 10 number of zeros, you can move on the right hand side. So that is very good. 7 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is divide 13,133.97 divided by 100. So which is the correct option? Option 1 or option 3? You are dividing by 100. 100 has only two zeros. So which option is the correct one? 1 and 3. The correct option is option number 3 is the correct option, right? Because you're dividing by 100, you just need to move decimal point two places left. That would be 131.397. Option number 3 is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson, option 3 it is. And the next lesson is division with decimal quotients. So let's just start with the lesson. We need to learn how do we write the decimal quotients. That is, let's just start with the first example, that is 792 divided by 7.5, right? So let's just see how do we divide. Okay, so how do we multiply? Move the decimal point one place to the right in both the dividend and divisor, because here you have one decimal place after the decimal, right? So you need to move decimal point one place right for both in divisor and dividend. So when you move one place right, here you have 75 and here you need to add a zero, that is 7925. Why you are moving decimal point one place right? Because you can, the divisor is 7.5 and divisor has one decimal place, right? So basically you are going to remove the decimal point from the divisor, so you have to move decimal point one place right. So for the both you are going to add, right? So you need to add one decimal right. You need to move decimal point one place right for both dividend and divisor, right? So then you have to divide. First you have to move decimal point and then you have to divide. So that is 7920 divided by the 75, right? You can divide until you have no remainder. Let's just start with the test questions. You can have a look on the tutorial by yourself. I'm going to do the practice questions so that we can do more and more, right? Okay, let's just look at this one. 3365 divided by 0.4. You have a one decimal place here, right? I just want to remove decimal point from divisor. So that means you need to move decimal point one place, right? You have to move for both, right? So when you move decimal point one place right, over here you need to add a zero and that would be just 4. Now use long division method and simply divide, right? That is 33,650 divided by 4. So you can go for 4 times 8 is 32. 33 minus 32 is 1. Bring the next digit down. You can go for 4 times 4 is 16. You have 0. Bring 5 down. You can go for 4 times 1 is 4. You have 1 and then bring the 0 down. You can go for 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. You have 0. Put a decimal point over and 0 over here. So 4 times 5 is 20. So you have 20. So the correct option is 8412.5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? The correct option is option number 2. Got it? Option number 2 is the correct option. The next one is 465 divided by 0.8. Okay, so you have to do 465. 465 divided by 0.8. So you have to move decimal point one place, right? Because you have only one decimal place in the divisor. So for both, you have to move decimal point one place, right? So that is 4,650 divided by 8. So let's just divide. You can go for 8 times 5 is 40. 46, take away 40 is 6 and bring next down. You can go for 8 times 8 is 64. 65, take away 64 is 1 and bring the 0 down. So you can go for 8 times 1 is 8. You have to put a decimal point over here and 0 over here. You can go for 8 times 2 is 16. So 20 divided by 16 is 4. You already have a decimal, just add a 0. You can go for 8 times 5 is 40. So the correct option is 581.25. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? The correct option is 581.25. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, the next one is 1493 divided by 0.4. So which is the correct option? So which is the correct option? 1493 divided by 0.4. So which is the correct option? Which option is the correct one? The correct option is option number 2 is the correct option. No one is replying why everything is okay. The correct option is option 2, that is 3723.5 is the correct option. The next one is 489 divided by 2.4. So which is the correct option? Let's just divide, right? So you have to move decimal point one place right for both the divisor and dividend. So let's just do that as 4890 divided by 24, right? Because you have to remove that decimal point. Now let's just divide 4890 divided by 24. So you can go for 48 times 2. 24 times 2 is 48, right? 0, you need to bring 9 down. You cannot divide again, so you need to bring the other digit down, so you need to add a 0 over here. So you can go for 3, I think. 3 times 4 is 12 and 72 it is. So 98 minus 72 is 18. You cannot divide, right? You need to put a decimal point over here and 0 over here. Now you can go for 24 times 7. That is 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 2 is 14 and 1, 15. So that is 2 and 2, 22. You need to add a 0. So you can go for 24 times 5. 5 times 4 is 20. That is 220. So the correct option is option number 3 is the correct option. That is 203.75. So option number 3 is the correct option. Got it, everyone? The correct option is option number 3, that is 203.75. The next one is 66,376.8 divided by 75. So which is the correct option? So they both and dividend, they both have one decimal point, right? So they can simply cancel out their decimal places. You don't have to add the extra zeros over here. That is simply 63,776 divided by 768 divided by 100. So which is the correct option? The correct option is that is option number 2 is the correct option. 850.24 is the correct option, right? Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it, everyone? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is inequalities with decimal division. Okay, which sign makes the statement true? That is 7.4 divided by 2.0. You have to see if that is greater or less than 14.4 divided by 4, right? So let's just look at the first one, that is 7.4 divided by 2.0. So for the both of the numbers, you have to move decimal point one place right. That is 74 divided by 20, right? But here you don't have to move decimal point one place right. Got it? That is 3.7. Simply divide 14.4 divided by 4 because answer don't have any decimal point, right? So you don't have to move actually. The dividend don't have any decimal point, so that means you don't need to move decimal point. When you divide, that is 3.6. So 3.7 is greater than 3.6. Okay, so you can have a look on the tutorial by yourself later today. Let me just start with the test questions so that we can do more questions, right? Then first one is 17.6 divided by 8.8. Okay, so just look at this one. Here the dividend has one decimal point, right? That means you need to move decimal point one place right in both divisor and dividend, right? So that would be then 176 divided by 88. Here you don't have any decimal place. So you need to write them like this. Got it? So just divide 176 by 88. So 176 divided by 88 is 2. But 17.6 divided by 8 is 2.2. So which is greater? 2.2 is greater, right? Then that means 2 is less than 2.2. The correct option is less it is of number 1 is the correct option because 2 is less than 2.2. So less it is option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, so which is the correct option? 13.0 or 18 divided by 1.8, which is the correct option? So 13.0 and 18 divided by 1.8. For the second one, 18 divided by 1.8, you need to move decimal point one place right? That is simply 13, and when you move, that is 180 divided by 18. So 180 divided by 18 is 10. So 13 is greater than 10 or less than 10? 13 is greater than 10. The correct option is greater. How less? 13 is greater, isn't it? 13 is greater than 10. The correct option is greater. The next one is 8 divided by 2.5 divided by 4, which is the correct option. 8.0 divided by 2.5, and you have to compare it to 4. Less it is. The correct option is less than option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 7.4 divided by 2.0 and 14.4 divided by 4. So which is the correct option? Option number 2 is the correct option. Hmm, let me just see. 7.4 divided by 2 is 3.7, and 14.4 divided by 4 is 3.6. So 3.7 is less than 3.6. The option is less than option number 1 is, oh yes, option number 2, because 3.7 is greater than 3.6. Sorry. So the correct option is option 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 6.09 divided by 1.5. So which is the correct option? Option number 1 is the correct option. Hmm, yes, less it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. 6 divided by 9 is less. Sorry, wait. They both are exactly equal. You have only 6 here, right? Let's just see. 6.60 means 6. And here you have 9 divided by 1.5. So you need to move decimal point right for both. That is 90 divided by 15. And 15 times 6 is 90. They both are exactly equal. So the correct option is equal. They both are exactly equal. So equal it is. Option number 3 is the correct option. They are equal. Okay, the next one is 13.3 divided by 7 and 10.0 divided by 4. So which is the correct option? Option number 10 divided by 4 is 2.5, right? So then 13.3 divided by 7 is less than 10.4. So less it is. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 6 math. Chapter we were working on is multiply and divide decimals, and the lessons we have covered today are multiply and divide by decimals powers of 10, then division with decimal quotients, and then inequalities with decimal division. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. They are available during the shift timing, that is from Monday to Friday 5 to 9, right? So, or if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can ask question. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So you can please ask question if you need more help. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.